We're live in 3, 2, 1. I want to welcome back all my new and longtime fans, followers, and everyone in between. All right, we're not back to back to back. That's with songs. That's with updates. That's with videos. Today we're gonna be doing some reviews of the timeline. Okay, so like throughout the week, when I scroll, when I take a break, when I am spending my free time online, I see videos that make me laugh. I see videos that make me feel, and I want to share some of my opinions with you guys because you guys might have some feedback and some opinions to share with me. All right, so it's Kiki.D, and I want to thank you guys for being here with me again. All right, you can go on Twitch, you can go on YouTube, you can go on Kiki.D.com if you're looking for me. All right, so I want to start also by talking about why in life you learn about what you like and you don't like, okay? In life, you learn about preferences. In life, you learn about your goals, your interests. You have experiences that lead you on certain paths. Now, if you ignore those interests, if you ignore those goals, if you ignore those boundaries, if you ignore overall those experiences, you're ignoring yourself and you're taking pieces of yourself each day apart and essentially losing your identity. You're losing an opportunity to create an identity. Not just use the one that is given to you, right, or assigned to you, or taught and told to you, but again, you're really missing out on that opportunity to believe in yourself, to gain other people's belief as well. All right, because again, the more you put yourself out there, the more people see you. All right, and if you don't put yourself out there, you're not going to be seen. You're not going to be seen at all. Choo, 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 choo. Quick commercial break. So as I was saying, please don't ignore your needs, your preferences, your interests, because if you do, everybody else will be in line doing the same. All right. Big shout out to Kaylin Roy when it comes to feedback, when it comes to uplifting others. He's great at it. All right. If you're looking for an example, go to Kaylin Roy's website. Okay. You want to meet and greet, go and reach out. But I'm pointing you in the right direction based on experiences. All right.
If Jimmy has 2 apples, listen, I'm not playing. 2 apples, and Emily gave him 2 more. Fix your face. 2 more. How many does Jimmy have? You must want your ass at your kids.
He has 4. He has 4.
You better get it right.
He has 4 apples.
Hurry up, put it in there. Next question.
All right. Yes. Very abrupt. I know you guys will work with me. But we're going to get into the first video. I'm going to let it play and then we're going to talk about it because I read the comments, okay? And the people are saying that they've been through it before. The people are saying that it sounds familiar, okay? The people are saying what they experience, okay? So all I had to do was read. And I gotta see. How do I put? Who cares? I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. All right.
Listen, I'm not playing. 2 apples, and Emily gave him 2. If Jimmy has 2 apples, listen, I'm not playing. 2 apples, and Emily gave him 2 more. Fix your face. 2 more. How many does Jimmy have?
He has 5.
You must want your ass at your
Wow.
He has 4. He has 4.
You best to get it
He
right.
has 4 apples.
Hurry up, put it down. Next question. If Michael had 16 oranges and his brother Alex came and took 8 away, how many does he
You
have?
gotta love it.
10.
You gotta refuse to be stupid, you monkey nut. If I have 8, what is 8 plus 8? So, if 8 plus 8 is 16, what is 16 minus 8? So why would you say 10?
8.
Put it in. Stop acting like you stupid.
Wow.
Boy, I swear to God. If Jimmy has 2 apples, listen, I'm not playing. 2 apples, and Emily gave him 2 more. Fix your face.
All right. So, yeah, if I'm lying, you can let me. Y'all, it's actually quite sad. It is too many people. Like, if something is rare, you're like, okay. And if something is common, you're like, whoa. Right. Let's just go to the comments. Okay. Oh, nah, but his answers were close. How old is he? Like 7? I just had a PTSD moment from childhood. The new generation will be ready to slit their wrists. They not built for that. I guess we all went through this growing up. I turned out just fine. A little traumatic, but I'm still doing okay.
What is 8 plus 8? So, if 8 plus 8 is 16, what is 16 minus 8?
8.
So why would you say 10?
8.
Put it in. Stop acting like you stupid. Boy, I swear to God.
Oh, so that was me at the start of this stream too. All right now, but I figured it out. And that's what we all do in life. The question is, will you have time for it? Oh yeah, true. Oh, I forgot about that video. Let's do it like this. I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Let's hear it.
Are you gonna hit me or something? What the fuck I'ma hit you for, Samaya? I don't got no beef with you, no beef is with me.
Wow.
So this video has been making its way around social media.
Let's play that one again.
Are you gonna hit me or something? What the fuck I'ma hit you for, Samaya? I don't got no beef with you, no beef is with me.
So this video has been making its way around social media, and a lot of people ask for my opinion. This is how I feel about it, and you're not gonna like what I say.
You're not gonna like.
I feel that a child needs to be a child. I feel that even when the child turns an adult, that's still your child. And just because you can't afford to sustain life and live doesn't mean you have to charge your make your children pay to live. because you ain't got your affairs in order. I get a lot of DMs and a lot of messages like, man, what should I do? My mama wants the rest of my money, and and this is all I got. Why take from your kid? One thing I can say, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I lived with my mama, she never charged me. She never tried to take any money from me. She never wanted anything. She couldn't give me money or give me or to buy my own house, but at least she did not charge me a single red cent. Y'all parents got it confused. Y'all feel like, oh, yeah, it's your job to take care of me. No, it's your job to take care of them. I wish I would. I wish I would charge any of these kids to dang on live here or to dang on pay a dang on bill. That's my responsibility to make sure I got food on the table, to make sure that these dang on lights work, to make sure that it's gas in my car, to make sure that the bills are paid. It's my job to provide. And y'all wrong for forcing these kids into survival mode and early adulthood because you ain't got your shit together. Got this dang on girl crying on the internet just so the world can see what she's going through. Amaya, if you got a GoFundMe, I want to donate. I want everybody in the world to donate. And let's get you on about this lady house and let her struggle by herself. Because if you ain't got no money, I'm sad to say again. I'm sorry to say it, but if you ain't got no money, that's your fault. Everybody got the same 24 hours to get out there and do so. On God. You wrong for that. And that's messed up. No kid should have to provide for themselves. No kid should have to pay their parents to live.
All right. That is funny in hindsight. Okay, so I want to explain a little bit of why there's a lot of emotions going on. Okay. But if you're one of them people in the comments saying I agree, saying some people should never have children, you then can connect. All right. You get it. You're not going to be as confused. You're not going to be looking like, what is this? With a question mark over your head. You're going to, from this video, and then after, from the analysis of the video, and then after, from my opinions and analysis of the video, you could tie it all together. It's all connected. And that's what I love to tell folks. Because I find that a lot of times it's too comfortable for people to choose to be confused and they stay there. They're confused, they don't ask questions, they don't listen and lean in, but they choose to be on the outside confused, and they want to create this divide. They want to be separate from the truth. Okay, but what I like about the internet is that there are a lot of people who are sharing their experiences. And as I started this video off, I'm saying that when you have experiences, you're gaining information about your feelings, your preferences, and the boundaries that you need to keep. You're gaining information about your goals, your needs, your interests. It all builds, okay? So that you can move forward, so that you can take steps and make progress.
Are you gonna hit me? Are you gonna hit me? What the fuck I'ma hit you for, Samaya? I don't got no beef with you. Your beef is with me.
And let me know, but I heard a lot of familiar words. And I'm not just talking about movies too. I'm not talking about just TV shows. I am not just talking about entertainment and programmed channels, okay? When I say there are some words, Some of the reactions I saw in this video that sounded familiar, some of the comments that looked familiar as I'm reading, I want to be clear that I am also talking about real life. All right. It's real life. To hear some of these responses, right? Like, for example, the lady goes, she doesn't have beef. And she attempts to flip it on the other person. If that's not common to you, use this to prepare you for what is common out there, what you may hear. Look at the body language. Even without hearing what's going on. Just look at it. It's all there. It's all there. And to me, it's very smart of the young woman to record. It's very smart for the young woman to put her story out there. Okay? For her to get help in some way, shape, or form. All right? Because a lot of times when you're going through a situation like that, you don't know who to believe, even yourself at a certain point. You start looking, you're like, wow, like, I feel like the only one. But the more you open up, the more you will discover you are not the only one. You are not the only one.
What the fuck I'ma hit you for, Samaya? I don't got no beef with you. Your beef is with me.
Ooh, nasty. Disgusting.
So this video has been making its way around social media.
Sure
and,
has.
a lot of people ask for my opinion.
Yep, and it made its way right to me. It sure did. Sure did. Sure did. Sure did. Y'all leave a comment. Y'all leave a comment below if you have questions. If you need to privately message me because of that private, go ahead. But I am here. We got the instrumental playing in the back. We even gave a hint on screen if you didn't recognize the instrumental. But this song is definitely one of my favorite songs. Hey, 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 hey. All right.
These are the list of reasons why I left my mom's 7-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 3-story house back in Georgia, moved all the way across the country to California just to be homeless for 2 years instead of living with her. Number 1, my mom literally took my brother and I to Nigeria and said we were going to be there for vacation and ended up leaving us there for 4 years when I was 7 years old. Number 2, she left me to stay with her sister, who turned me into her housemaid because that's how it is in Nigeria. The girl has to do all the cooking and the cleaning, and because she didn't have any daughters, I was the only girl in the house, so I had to do everything. Okay. Then she barely called me, right? She would only call me like every 2 or 3 months. And while me and my brother were in Nigeria, we were getting abused by my mom's sister, which is my aunt, her husband, and their 3 kids. My brother literally suffered the most, so I'm not even gonna sit here and act like cooking and cleaning was the worst thing ever. They would literally beat him up all the time for like absolutely no reason, just because he didn't want to talk to anybody. He would have knots and welts and just like lumps all over his head all the time. Also, I don't want anybody to think that my mom was struggling, okay? As I said before, my mom had a 7 or 8-bedroom house, 3 stories, with a basement that was...
Let's pause that. So, I've heard of similar stories, but I will say each time when I heard about the male's perspective, I was definitely shocked. I could count like 3 people, all right, who I have met, who I've spoken to, and they opened up to me about what they had to fight through when you were growing up and you're in an environment like this. And it's rough because, you know, obviously you have the emotional side of life, and that doesn't come always with like a physical representation of what you went through, okay? You know, unless someone's crying, you can't always Just look at someone and tell, okay, what did they experience in life? On the physical side, that is sometimes a bit more visible. That's like on the external. That's what you first notice. And that's why it's interesting hearing, obviously this is the woman talking, but she's sharing what the males go through as well, what the men, what the boys go through as well. And it's serious. Like having to grow up boxing in a way, having to grow up wrestling and in a home that's like UFC, that is like a cage fight that you have to go to every day, that you have to wake up in every day. Yeah, and it's not to say that the physical and the emotional abuse, the physical and the emotional experiences from both the man and the woman's side should be compared and debated in that way, but I believe, again, it's just important to put both stories on a platform because both are very real. We're going to run the video back though.
I left my mom's 7-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 3-story house back in Georgia, moved all the way across the country to California just to be homeless for 2 years instead of living with her. Number one, my mom literally took my brother and I to Nigeria and said we were going to be there for vacation and ended up leaving us there for 4 years when I was 7 years old. Number two, she left me to stay with her sister, who turned me into her housemaid because that's how it is in Nigeria. The girl has to do all the cooking and the cleaning, and because she didn't have any daughters, I was the only girl in the house, so I had to do everything, okay? Then she barely called me, right? She would only call me like every 2 or 3 months. And while me and my brother were in Nigeria, we were getting abused by my mom's sister, which is my aunt, her husband, and their 3 kids. My brother literally suffered the most, so I'm not even gonna sit here and act like cooking and cleaning was the worst thing ever. They would literally beat him up all the time for like absolutely no reason, just because he didn't want to talk to anybody. He would have knots and welts and just like lumps all over his head all the time. Also, I don't want anybody to think that my mom was struggling, okay? As I said before, my mom had a 7 or 8 bedroom house, 3 stories, with a basement that was fully furnished, okay? My mom drove a Mercedes-Benz. Yes, my dad died when I was really young, but at the same time, she could afford a babysitter. She just didn't want to pay for one, and it was easier for her to leave us in another country without telling us, as opposed to hiring somebody to take care of her fucking kids. Then when I come back, I try to be a YouTuber, and I end up seeing this Sony Handycam camera in the garage. There's no space in it, so I'm going through the images and I'm deleting stuff. Come to find out, while we were in Nigeria, my mom gets married to a guy I've never met before. So you left your kids in another country to get married? Anyway, so at this point, I'm in middle school, and I'm getting bullied like crazy. And like literally I'm in class, and then like they turn off the lights to watch Bill Nye the Science Guy, and then someone in the class is like, hey, does anyone know where Crystal went? And then I would tell my mom that I was getting really depressed and sad, and I would self-harm myself because I was getting bullied. My mom gives me bleaching cream. Like, there's no talk about self-love or anything. It's just no. Like, here's some Carol White. And then anytime I would try to talk to her about the bullying that I was experiencing, she would always blame me. Like, she was always telling me to try my best to fit in with everyone else at school. Meanwhile, I literally go to a predominantly white school in the South. At one point in middle school, my guidance counselor tells my mom that I was self-harming myself because the teacher saw my arm in class and then decided to call my mom. My mom waits for me at the bus stop. The bus drops me off. I see my mom's car. I'm thinking, oh, maybe I have a dentist appointment or something like that. My mom gets out of the car while all the other kids are getting out of the bus and whoops me in front of everybody on the bus. She also called me a witch because I was depressed. My mom has spiritual psychosis, by the way. She's like, not okay up there. And at times, my mom would literally beat me so hard and so bad that I would call the police because I was genuinely scared for my life. Like, I'm not even getting whooped at this point. It's not a whooping. It's not a spanking. I'm literally getting beat up by my mom. Like, have you ever seen Bad Girls Club? It's literally that, except imagine just one of the girls is not doing anything because I mean, what was I going to do? I was going to fight my mom. I was just letting her attack me and beat me into the corner of the wall.
Terrible.
Last but not least, she started taking me to see a pastor. And the pastor made me so uncomfortable. I was literally 12 years old, and he was asking me if I was having sex, and he told me that, like, if I...
Okay, yeah. I have to also add that I have seen in real life more lately than ever these experiences happen in front of me. I've seen the parents acting like it's Bad Girls Club with their own children, okay? I had one speak to me about how they were fist fighting with their mom, and the way they said it, they were just telling the story out in the open. Clearly, that comes with its own reasons of why someone would feel comfortable to just share that. Which is trauma. And I was hearing it. I was like, yeah, it's starting to make sense. It's starting to make sense. But yeah, this person was like, hey, yeah, a few days ago, yeah, my mom and I, we got into it. Like, And then a second one, this is about a year and a half ago. I watched the parent drag the little boy by the locks in the hoodie. Yep. Like a Barbie doll. I was like, and let me be clear, because I didn't just watch, okay? I did a little bit more than watching, but in that specific scenario, yeah, I did mostly watching, all right? I didn't intervene. I didn't do much other than mind my business as much as I could. But I witnessed what she's talking about, right? Because she made that distinction between a spanking and getting beat up by your own. I want to point out the fact that there was a lot of other people in real time that saw what she's talking about. And there's probably a lot of people who remember. I mean, it's just so terrible to relive.
Was he knew how to check to
Whether it's through storytelling or it's through other people remembering, it is not a good look.
it's not a spanking. I'm literally getting beat up by my mom. Like, have you ever seen Bad Girls Club? It's literally that, except imagine just one of the girls is not doing anything because I mean, what was I going to do? I was going to fight my...
Y'all leave a comment below. What would y'all do in them situations? Right? Because pretty much you either run away, you either fight, you either freeze, right? That fight, flight, freeze. What would you do? What have you done? That's a very difficult situation to be in, especially when you're young and you don't have options. Now, when you get older, you could begin to plan. You begin to save. You recognize, again, what I spoke about in the introduction of this video, your interests, your needs, your goals. But what do you do when you're young and you're discovering that?
I was just letting her attack me, like beat me into the corner of the wall. Like, it was insane. Last but not least, she started taking me to see a pastor, and the pastor made me so uncomfortable. I was literally 12 years old, and he was asking me if I was having sex, and he told me that, like, if I was, he knew how to check to verify. Mind you, at 12 years old, I didn't know what sex was. I wasn't even allowed to watch fucking Disney Channel. I didn't even have a phone until 2018 when I was 16 and I got my first job. So, yeah. These are the list of reasons why I left my mom's...
So, yeah. I am looking forward to seeing where people like her go in the next few years. What projects do they create? What stories do they tell? What lives do they change? Just by being open, just by being honest. She didn't get up there and share the last university she graduated from. She didn't show off a ring. There's no proposal to promote, to be proud of, but this is just as important. This is something that I respect when people have the strength to do, the vulnerability to do. And you see the @ name there if you would like. If you would like to know more about the person and where to find them. But it's so clear that there's so many stories like this one. There's so many people, and they may not look like what they've been through. So she's telling her stories and the emotions that she had to experience. As far as we see right there, we don't even see the effects as much. We don't see a black eye. We don't see the tears that she had or didn't have in those moments. Like, we don't see the worry as much. And that's why I believe mental health is important. And that's why I believe in any program, for example, like Silence to Shame, that is doing their part to just raise awareness at the very least. It's about raising awareness. We don't have to agree. We don't have to all be at a table saying, yeah, we've been through that, and that looks the exact same as what I've been through. But we can, at some point, find the middle ground. We can meet in the middle if we really do want to unite, okay? So, yeah. We're gonna get into another video, and yeah, Yeah. Make sure you go on Kiki.D.com. If you're looking for me, Kiki.D.com/music. Alright.
Hot the door, hot the door. Shit. Hey, grandma, hot the door, hot the door. The police coming, they coming. Hot it. Hot it, Nick, hot it. Come on. Lock the door, grandma, lock the door. Lock the door, shut the door, they coming in. I got the gun on me. Grandma. He shot the boy, man. He just shot him, man. Man, come on up and shut the door. Oh, they coming. Take the gun, come on, man. You gonna take him in Nick? I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I ain't taking a goddamn thing movie. Please, man, I don't wanna go to jail. I can't go to jail with me. I just shot this boy. Get in that house. Man, that dope, y'all gonna go a long time if you don't touch that dope. Don't touch that dope in that bag right there. They finna come in here, man. It's not my gun, it's this Nick and my grandma's gun. It's not my gun, sir. It's my auntie Miss Nick and my grandma's gun. Shit. Hey, grandma, hot the door. The police coming, they coming. Hot it. Hot it, Miss Nick, hot it. Come on. Lock the door, grandma, lock the door. Shut the door, they coming in. I got the gun on me. Grandma. He shot the boy, man. He just shot him, man. Man, come on up and shut the door. Oh, they coming. What goddamn boy? Take the gun, come on, man. You gonna take him, Miss Nick? I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I ain't taking a goddamn thing movie. Please, man, I don't wanna go to jail. I can't go to jail, Miss Nick. I just shot this boy. Get in that house. Man, that dope, y'all gonna go a long time if you don't touch that dope. Don't touch that dope in that bag right there. They finna come in here, man. It's not my gun, it's this Nick and my grandma's gun. It's not my gun, sir. It's my auntie Miss Nick and my grandma's gun. I don't want this women. Nicky! They out there, Miss Nick. They out there. Hey, grandma, hot the door.
Now that's a good one. I can't even lie. I can't deny. That's a good prank. Y'all leave a comment below if you ever prank someone in a similar way like this. And then share what it was like. You know. Did you bomb it? Like tomatoes? You could have did better? Or did you get the reaction? Did you complete the mission? Hold on, I'm posting right now. Real quick. But nah, that lady was ready. She was different kind of ready. Yeah. She was looking out at windows. Wasn't moving much or fast for that matter. But she was mentally somewhere else. She escaped. She was far from the scene. Looking out the window, ready to risk it all. Now it's funny though, because I'm seeing a post about a topic that I've been talking about, like within my inner circles and stuff, but I haven't really spoken about it much in music, for example, or in my videos, okay? And yeah, I'm gonna read it to you. This one comes from Sony Digital. And if you know, you know. It's getting out of hand the way people are asking for handouts, okay? So he says, the amount of people who ask me for money is insane. It's like everyone is only worried about themselves. Like literally you, not the only person asking me for money. I can't remember the last time I asked anyone for money. I just get up, grind it out as a grown person. We all going through stuff. Also, being in music, you never really know how much you're getting paid or when you're getting paid. So when you do get paid, either you catching up or planning for the future. At least with the regular job, you know when you clock in that you are getting paid every hour you are there. Essentially, we pay to go to work when we book the studio in hopes of making a hit. All I'm saying is be mindful before you ask anyone for money. Okay. I like what he's saying about the fact that people could such as be so self-centered. They act like they're the only person in the world who has bills or who is asking. And asking for money in an entitled way. Not in a way that's humble and giving grace, but in a way that is aggressive, demanding. And people should definitely be mindful of that. Be mindful of not only how a person is asking you, but their reaction, their response once you tell them what you would like to do based on your interests, based on your goals, your needs. And if the answer is no, I've seen something that also talks about how you don't have to explain that no. When you say yes, do people ask you why you say yes? As much as they ask you why you say no. When you say no, these are just all ideas and opinions to consider. As people get online, just like people sit at tables, answer phone calls, and share their perspectives. It's no different. It just happens to be a public forum, a public place where people can agree, people can disagree, people can build. But that is very true. And then I want to also talk about the way that, right, some people do pay to go to work. I would definitely suggest avoiding that. But if you have to do it, that is better than doing nothing and just sitting all day and just hoping all day and complaining all day. It's just, keep in mind, it does not sound as good as what it really is. So yeah, you're paying to go to work with the goal to make more money, to double up. And just be aware of the fact that if you're paying to go somewhere, it doesn't guarantee any profit, you are taking a risk. All right? You are putting somebody else first with the hope, right, that you'll come after, that you'll benefit. And so that's not a guarantee. So it doesn't matter if you've been doing that for 3 years, 30 years. It doesn't matter the length of time that you've been taking that approach when it comes to like work and like your livelihood. Just know what it really is, all right? Because we can set it up and make it look cool. Like, oh, you know, I travel, I book this. And for someone like me, I hear that and I just hear someone who is spending. And I'm not hearing the part where you are making. Where's the part where you are producing? That leads to profit. Don't skip out on yourself. Don't skip out on yourself. Okay? Moving on.
Stop telling your emotionally immature parent that you are protecting.
Moving on.
Begging you to stop telling your emotionally immature parent that you are protecting your peace. And I'm saying this as a therapist. Begging you to stop telling your emotionally immature parent that you are protecting your peace. And I'm saying this as a therapist. I'm begging you to stop telling them that you're setting boundaries with them. I'm begging you to stop telling them that they are emotionally immature, because I know that this language is helpful and maybe empowering for you. And maybe you feel like for the first time, you can actually explain what's going on. But for them, they're not going to get it because they've already shown you consistently, if they truly are emotionally immature, they've shown you consistently that they cannot understand feelings. They don't have the capacity to hold other people's perspectives. And honestly, this like therapy speak, it's really triggering for them because they don't understand it. And they're probably going to weaponize it against you, try to poke holes in it, maybe even make fun of you. And it's honestly just such a waste of your energy, of your breath, of just everything. I don't recommend it. It doesn't work. Instead, keep it simple. Stick to what you're going to do. Say what you're going to say and do it. And use the most plain language as possible. And honestly, sometimes saying nothing is even better than saying all of this. And use those words and that language in other places where it's understood, like our support groups at Calling Home, or with your friends, or with your therapist who understand what you're talking about. Don't use it with your parent, begging you to stop telling your emotions.
Pretty much, as they say, there's a time and place. When I go to the basketball court and I see athletes who look like they are experienced, they've been playing the game for a while, I speak to them a certain kind of way. I use certain kind of language. For example, I might talk more trash. For example, I might talk less trash and we might play more because we are matching each other's skill level and experience level. Where we don't have to play street ball, we can play more by the rules. It varies based on situations. But I may also come to them and talk about my favorite team in the professional leagues, WNBA, NBA. There might be different ways that I connect with them because, again, I could see their experience. I could see their level of comprehension to the point where it wouldn't be so random if I bring up a certain topic, if I use certain kind of language. Here's an example. If I'm playing on the court and it's a 5-on-5 with a team that looks experienced, we may be calling the screens or picks. We may not even use the words, and we'll use sign language. We'll use, like body language, signals. Why? Because we have that experience. We at some point in life had that desire to learn. So we watched a lot of basketball. So we played a lot of basketball and we learned the game. We learned the language. We learned how to talk. The same applies in real life. When you are talking about your emotions, when you are talking about your experiences. Just like this lady is speaking about. While in this day and age, a lot of us have learned bigger words like narcissism, or we have realized what trauma means. What does that word mean? We've seen examples. We are now interested in using those words to explain our feelings, to explain what we've been through. But we have to, like this lady suggesting, know the time and the place. Some people don't have the knowledge or the desire to connect. So they're not going to hear what you're saying and get it. They're going to be confused. They're going to look for loopholes. They're going to pick on you. They're going to pick at you. They're going to target you. They're going to attempt to look at you and say, hey, there's something not right with you. They want you to look at yourself and say, wow, I'm terrible. I don't belong. I am flawed and don't deserve to be treated any better. I don't deserve to get the benefit of the doubt. I don't deserve any grace. And that's not true. That is not the mindset you want to have in a world that's already cold, in a life that's already short. Whether it's basketball or doing hair, you're going to make mistakes. And the point is that in life, you want to be able to make those mistakes in as much peace as possible, with the least amount of friction as possible. Because the mistake has already happened. The spilled milk has already occurred. And if judgment and reactions and outside noise is making it worse, right? For you to be able to just realize, like, you are human. You still deserve respect. You still deserve patience. You still deserve grace. Then it's just something to consider. It is something to consider. But please don't fall into the trap of using big words, sitting people down and have conversations that they never will be ready for, that they do not want. There's no closeness, all right? They prefer to separate. They prefer to avoid. They prefer to pretend. And you have to accept that. You have to learn to accept that, or it gets difficult. It gets difficult.
Parent, that you are protecting your peace. And I'm saying this as a begging you to stop telling your emotionally immature parent that you are protecting your peace. And I'm saying this as a therapist. I'm begging you to stop telling them that you're setting boundaries with them.
People be like, I'm protecting my peace. I am going to be staying here and reading a book. I'm going to be at the library. Thank you for the invite. Enjoy the cookout. I'm going to be at the library, protecting my peace. That might sound good, like, oh, you're being intentional. You're being kind. You're not cussing anybody out. But some of these words are triggering. Some of these words do the opposite of what you are intending on doing. So you've got to just be mindful.
Emotionally immature parent, that you are protecting your peace. And I'm saying this as a therapist. I'm begging you to stop telling them that you're setting boundaries with them. I'm begging you to stop telling them that they are emotionally immature, because I know that this language is helpful and maybe empowering for you, and maybe you feel like for the first time you can actually explain what's going on. But for them, they're not going to get it, because they've already shown you consistently, if they truly are emotionally immature, they've shown you consistently that they cannot understand feelings. They don't have the capacity to hold other people's perspectives. And honestly, this like therapy speak, it's really triggering for them, because they don't understand it, and they're probably going to weaponize it against you, try to poke holes in it, maybe even make fun of you. And it's honestly just such a waste of...
I'll pause it there because I want to explain. When someone is like poking holes, it's questioning your reality. So it could be a form of gaslighting that they're doing. Okay? But while the questions may seem like something to answer, right? Or seem genuine at the start, real ones, if you recognize the patterns, if you recognize some of the responses, some of the experiences she's sharing, you know, again, that a lot of times silence in those moments and just letting time heal and letting time do what it needs to do is way better than over explaining and sitting someone down and saying, hey, like, I'm setting boundaries to protect my peace. I've learned that narcissism is here. It is becoming more common. Like, people that you have to say that to a lot of times are not listening. So save yourself the time.
Your energy, of your breath, of just everything. I don't recommend it. It doesn't work. Instead, keep it simple. Stick to what you're going to do. Say what you're going to say and do it. And use the most plain language as possible. And honestly, sometimes saying nothing is even better than saying all of this. And use those words and that language in other places where it's understood, like our support groups at Calling Home, or with your friends, or with your therapist who understand what you're talking about. Don't use it with your parent. Begging you to stop telling your emotionally immature parent that you are protecting your peace. And I'm saying this as a therapist. I'm begging you to stop telling them that you're setting boundaries with them. I'm begging you to stop telling them that they are emotionally immature, because I know that this language is helpful and maybe empowering for you, and maybe you feel like for the first time you can actually explain what's going on. But for them, they're not going to get it, because they've already shown you consistently, if they truly are emotionally immature, they've shown you consistently that they cannot understand feelings. They don't have the capacity to hold other people's perspectives. And honestly, this like therapy speak, it's really triggering for them, because they don't understand it, and they're probably going to weaponize it against you, try to poke holes in it, maybe even make fun of you. And it's honestly just such a waste of your energy, of your breath, of just everything. I don't recommend it. It doesn't work. Instead, keep it simple. Stick to what you're going to do. Say what you're going to say and do it. And use the most plain language as possible. And honestly, sometimes saying nothing is even better than saying all of this. And use those words and that language in other places where it's understood, like our support groups at Calling Home, or with your friends, or with your therapist who understand what you're talking about. Don't use it with your parent. Begging you to stop telling your emotionally immature parent.
What I will also say is that it's interesting because if you were told to like focus in school, you were told to take that seriously. I want you to prepare for later on in life, if you aren't already experiencing it now, where your intelligence, your desire to learn, you falling in love in a way, like you really realizing that you like the process of learning, which means you make mistakes. You might not be great at first, but then you develop. People don't like that. Now, it's a lot of people. Like it's awesome. Okay, I'll use myself as an example, right? Because I can look back and say that me going to DC, a whole nother state, just for the purpose of education, was not supported. That was not something people heard and said, yeah, let's go. When people heard that, they chose to tell me to settle, to stay where I'm comfortable. They didn't want to see me grow in that way. They didn't want to see me take that risk. They didn't want to see me go and explore and learn. And thankfully, thank God, that I had enough experience by then. Again, when you are preparing for college, you're still a child. I don't care what people say. I don't care how much money you've made or how much you're spending on your education and the travel and your tickets, flying here to there. You're really still a child. But thankfully, I knew to believe in myself. I knew to believe and have faith. All right? But through those experiences, over time, I did learn what I'm sharing now. It's the fact that, yeah, all of that learning that's done, all of that learning that's encouraged. They say read, do your homework. They say you should know your ABCs. They say you shouldn't watch Bad Girls Club. They say you shouldn't just know the rap lyrics, but you should know more. When that more comes, prepare for the hate that comes with it too. The reactions you get from people. The rudeness you get from people. The insults you get from people. Now, for me, I'll speak about what getting a degree means to me. And I'm proud of myself and the discipline I had to keep going and not give up. But I don't ever really hold that degree and accomplishment over anybody's head. That's not something that I believe makes me better than anybody else. That's not something that I believe will put me in a better position than others. It's just a choice I chose. It's a path that I chose. And along the way, I learned a lot. I made mistakes and I learned better financial. I learned better just physical help, advice, moves to make. I learned habits to help emotionally, habits to help mentally, based on where I want to go in life, based on my needs, based on my experiences, based on my goals. You learn, you experience, you develop over time. You start crawling and then you walk and jump and fly. I'm telling you this, not because I want to lie, but because you heard it here first, folks. I was not surrounded by 30, 50 people saying, yeah, go out there. I was surrounded by hundreds, actually, that said, yeah, go out there. And I'm telling you also about the other side, the other hundreds that were like, you know we have what you're looking for here, right? You know you can just stay right here, right? You know you could just be small here, right? Oh, you're going to be on your own. If you go there, you're on your own. You choose to go there, you're on your own. You know how many responses I got that was like that or similar to that? I just told you how many I estimate. Hundreds. Am I saying that that's from 100 people? Not necessarily. But hundreds of times, hundreds of moments where doubt was put into my brain. And again, I had to just shake that off. I had to over time just realize and connect with myself. What are my goals? Please go back to the beginning of this video to get the point that I'm making about the importance of discovering what are your interests, what are your goals, what are your needs. Pay attention to your experiences, even if you have to document them, to come up with that answer so that you are not just listening and living by the answer that was just given to you. That's like jail food. You know, they just put the food in your plate and you just got to be grateful. If you are not in that environment, you don't have to live like that. There are stores, there are people, there are places to explore. Once you identify your needs, go and get it. Don't limit yourself. Don't starve yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Just because others have encouraged you to do that. Just because others have chose to stay put. It's reality that a lot of people have lived. So then it's also reality that a lot of people are sharing to inspire the next person who's out there and wants to move 5 cities away. Maybe you want to go and get your education in LA. You want to go far and you from the Northwest. You know, you from, I should really say, you know, you're from the Northeast. You're from the Midwest. But you want to go far. You want to take that trip. The same way people do for vacations. The same way people do for cruises and alcohol. The same way people do for some kitty cat sausage for a record deal. The same people do for words and hope you can do for you. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. All right, let's go into the next video and get what you can out of it all. Please, 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 because that's what we're here for.
Because you're not supposed to be talking to them.
Oh,
They're not listening when you talk because you're not supposed to be talking to them.
oh.
Those people don't hear you when you're talking because you're not supposed to be talking to them.
Okay.
Damn.
They're not listening when you talk because you're not supposed to be talking to them.
Oh.
Those people don't hear you when you're talking because you're not supposed to be talking to them.
Damn.
They're not listening when you talk because you're not supposed to be talking to them.
Oh.
Those people don't hear you when you're talking because you're not supposed to be talking to them.
Damn.
Are y'all hearing that? Because I'm replaying it to make sure of it. I'm replaying it because it's sometimes the simple advice that you just got to replay a few times and you're like, okay, that is very true. You didn't have to read a Bible. You didn't have to speak for hours and hours and hours to get to that point, to get to that answer. They're not listening when you talk because you're not supposed to be talking to them. Please leave a comment. Please leave an emoji if that's easier for you. If you have been in one of those instances, you've been in one of those conversations. And please, if it sounds familiar with you, share. But how I connect with it is because, again, I've realized that over-explaining is not what I like to do. In fact, I even went as far, hold on. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to go as far as showing you a freestyle where I even, with the lyrics, I'm telling you why I don't over-explain as much anymore. But just keep in mind, when you are finding yourself, maybe you are over-explaining or you are not being heard, someone is over-talking you, they're not letting you finish a sentence, That is a sign. And that's a pattern, that's a cycle that you want to break and stop completely. Because it is no coincidence. It's not just happening randomly, okay? People make an effort to listen to who they want to listen to by asking questions and listening. Patience. And those who they don't want to listen to, those who, like the video said, you shouldn't even be talking to, are going to show you exactly what that looks like. And if you choose to ignore that, that's up to you. And that's where usually arguing happens. Back and forth happens. Then the fight escalates. Pay attention the first few times when someone is pretty much showing you you're irrelevant.
To spell it when it kind of love stories they listening just to tell it. Life is something to relish and you can always embellish. These days I don't speak. It's the bridge side cipher. I don't need to spell it when it kind of love stories they listening just to tell it. Life is something to relish and you can always embellish. These days I don't speak. If I see I gotta yell it. It got substance in it anytime I sell it. I'm versatile, mix it up like fruit salad. DJ Khaled.
I feel like the people might have heard it, might have not heard it. I had to run it back. The line I'm talking about, right, that I put in, because at a certain point in life I said, wow, over-explaining doesn't really get you anywhere. I want to see if y'all hear it. And if y'all hear it and catch it, leave a comment below. But it's one of my favorite ones.
Being the reason for commotion, in traffic, I always keep. I don't need to spell it when it comes to love stories they listening just to tell it. Life is something to relish and you can always embellish. These days I don't speak. If I see I gotta yell it. It got substance in it anytime I sell it. I'm versatile, mix it up like fruit salad. DJ Khaled, another one habit of being the reason for commotion causing traffic. Kiki.D going, I'm recharging if I'm ever slowing. After bargains, I don't feel the need to do the boasting. You can risk it with me, I'm the one who do the towing. I wanna go from paying for parties to paid hosting. Level up, you know that my level.
Go mellow hush.
You just settle, we push to the pedal, heavy metal up. I made the rules, but still ended up as a rebel. Cause I think outside the box, the same way I color and cut. They talking, but the beat stopped. I told you I don't stop, cause the beat been hot. Even if it's acapella, I gotta keep it together. I always keep it humble, even knowing I'm better.
I know. Ooh, hold on.
I don't need to spell it when it kind of love stories they listening just to tell it. Life is something to relish and you can always embellish. These days I don't speak. If I see I gotta yell it. It got substance in it anytime I sell it. I'm versatile, mix it up like fruit salad. DJ Khaled, another one habit of being the reason for commotion causing traffic. Kiki.D going, I'm recharging if I'm ever slowing. After bargains, I don't feel the need to do the boasting. You can risk it with me, I'm the one who do the towing. I wanna go from paying for parties to paid hosting. Level up, you know that my level, gold medal hush. You just settle, we push to the pedal, heavy metal up. I made the rules, but still ended up as a rebel. Cause I think outside the box, the same way I color and cut. They talking, but the beat stopped. I told you I don't stop, cause the beat been hot. Even if it's acapella, I gotta keep it together. I always keep it humble, even knowing I'm better. I always keep it humble, even knowing I'm better. I know I gotta shred them. I know I gotta tuck them. People talking, I love them. I just tell them good luck them. I'm just really so blessed, and we not living stress.
You know, we won't go too far. All right, we won't go too far. But what did Nicki say? Nicki Minaj say, let the hoe know. Let them hoes know. That was in Shanghai. Yes, I'm in love. Shout out to the ones who came before me. But I watched, I learned, and I had to get it in too. So you see on the screen, if you would like to find that video where it is, where it definitely will be, all right? But I said it there. And I'm not even saying that I'm the first. I'm just saying I said it. I said it because I believed it. I experienced it. The whole verse, yeah, but I'm talking about the specific line. And why you got to make sure you save your breath, save your time, save your money. Do not live a life, 40, 50 years of talking at walls. You're better off getting your phone, getting your camera, getting your computer, and talking right there. It's going to be way more productive. You're going to walk away with less bruises, less tears. I'm telling you, make the life that you want easy. It doesn't have to be difficult. You don't have to do a cage fight. This doesn't have to be WWE. Okay? Kiki.D.com/music if you're looking for more. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right? Because it's been this way. It's been this way. So it's like, again, do you want to just be one of the millions of viewers? Or do you want to get in, take action, get involved, see who is looking for you, see who has the budget for you and what you add? When I'm talking about see, I'm not just talking about scrolling. Go and explore. Get on that plane. Go on that train. Go on that bus. Walk down that street. The same way you would for a bottle. The same way you would for a model. The same way you would for an event. And just see. All you got to do is see. You don't have to be correct. All you got to do is see. Is there something for me? Well, it helps to have the belief first, but your gifts. Shout out to Kwame right there. If you know, you know, okay? A true leader in the music space, in the community, in many spaces. Catch him when you can. Experience the greatness, get what you can get, and take that. Take that to the fullest. Don't take it for granted, but take it. Take it. Get in. Get active. Put yourself out there. Show up for yourself, show up for others. But the back and forth, the over-explaining, pounding your mind into brick walls. Start with the self-respect. Start with the belief in yourself and your gifts. It's going to take you a long way because you're going to make mistakes still. You're going to learn and make mistakes still. But if you can have belief in yourself, confidence in yourself, you're going far. Because shout out to one of my good friends speaking the truth. Hell is already crowded. And it's right here. It's not any lower than the feet you're looking at or the ground you're looking at when you look down. It's all here. Hell is already crowded. So why you want to stay? Go see. Go and explore. Go take your gifts further. But keep in mind that when you do that, like I'm saying, and look at these posts for inspiration if that helps. You're going to find that the more books you read, and even if that's because you've been encouraged by people like me, read, learn, there's going to be a big group of people that also want to shrink your brain. They want you to act as if you didn't learn. What these videos I'm showing or teaching people, they want you to live life as if you didn't learn from your mistakes, as if you didn't learn from the first time when a situation went wrong, as if you didn't learn from the second time how an argument started, as if you didn't learn the third time that you want to break that pattern, break that cycle, you want to live a different life. People rather you wake up every day like it's a new one, where you was born yesterday, and you have to rely and be codependent on the world around you and others that you don't even trust, others that don't even respect you, and they expect you to live a life off of that. Don't. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with that. Take a second though and read. because it's gonna help. It's gonna help. It's gonna help. I want to also take a minute to shout out Mr. Mick, because I did a stream. I've already highlighted the topic that he's mentioned, but I wanted to do it, taking it a step further, okay? So you see what he says here. Normally I'm on my business out here, but the situation is getting out of hand. You know, he's saying it's starting to irritate him. And he's talking about how, you know, the opinions of people who are outside of the industry are starting to shape that very industry. You know, he's clearly frustrated, like many people, seeing there's names that are coming up. They're making a profit, a living off of streaming or broadcasting and having an opinion, podcasting on something and on people that they don't have the same caliber of talent as. And, you know, it's equivalent to me getting up on a ESPN stage on screen and talking about the NFL. You know, I don't have professional experience in the NFL, so I can't act like I do without looking weird. You know, I just can't. You take a look at this post right here. So this was the second one that he had to say. And yeah. What I said in the previous videos was about, you know, that there's no one person to pinpoint. When you say, who's co-signing this? Who's making this possible? Well, it's a lot of people. It's too many to count. It's not one type of person. It's not one type of scenario to watch out for. It's many. And that's why you have to be well-rounded. You have to take a lot of pride in that. You're well-rounded when you are very aware. Take pride in that. Because it's a little too easy to create one box. You can believe that it's just the biggest person in the room, the loudest person in the room, co-signing all of what people are complaining about, like in these moments. And we can just face it. There's like they say, snakes in the grass. Like they say, some are able to be chameleons. That means they are able to pretend, mask. They are able to resemble something that they actually aren't. Just be aware. Just be aware, that's all. You don't have to be right. And there doesn't have to be someone who is wrong and blamed for what you're saying, but just be aware. You see what Mex said? And you can catch him on Mechanism Mondays, where he talks some more. Where in the comment section, he's calling you up. You can speak directly to him on the video platform. And it's just genuine conversations about relevant stories and observations, experiences. That's what it's all connecting to at this point. People are getting more comfortable in the way that they like, whether it's writing or rapping or video, streaming, sharing their experiences. So take a minute and just connect. Connect to why the disconnect is happening. Do the research. All right. Next up.
The human mind is an amazing thing, right? According to psychology, if somebody mistreats you 9 times out of 10, it's because they feel like you're better than them. So they will mistreat you to create a better power dynamic between y'all so they have more power. It's really like a coping mechanism. Instead of working on their inadequacies, they rather belittle you for being what they wish they could be. Psychology is one of the craziest things ever discovered by humanity. The human mind is an amazing thing, right? According to psychology, if somebody mistreats you, 9 times out of 10, it's because they feel like you're better than them. So they will mistreat you to create a better power dynamic between y'all so they have more power. It's really like a coping mechanism. Instead of working on their inadequacies, they rather belittle you for being what they wish they could be. Psychology is one of the craziest things ever discovered by humanity. The human mind is an amazing thing.
So
right?
what I want to know,
According to psychology, if somebody mistreats you, 9 times...
Does this sound familiar or not? That's what I want to know. Y'all can leave a comment below. You can privately message me if it's that serious. But are y'all picking up what's been going on? It's not yesterday. It's not one situation. It's not new. It's reality. Get into it. Let's get into it. There are dynamics. Yes. You know how they say on purpose, intentions. Yeah. Don't be surprised after this, okay? When people are choosing to be confused, don't be surprised after this. Just let them know, okay, all right now, be safe. Be safe out there. I'll see you. I'll see you when I see you. Bet. You got it. Those who want to know are taking the time to know and learn and ask questions. And those who want to be confused are sitting there. Right there. Confused. So unless you're some tutor, unless you're some special officer, you might want to just, again, read the comments. Might just want to read the comments and get into it. Just realize what's going on. Realize what's been said to you. Realize. And make a move. Don't just sit there complaining. You don't just sit, cry over spilled milk. Make a move. Make a decision. Get closer to the life that you want. Instead of just accepting the crumbs that are being given to you. Okay? Look at the comments. I'm just wondering. Look at the comments.
According to psychology, if somebody
Are y'all looking at the comments? I'm looking at the comments. Are y'all looking at the comments? Are y'all looking at the comments? Because I'm looking at the comments. Are y'all reading the comments? Wow. Not the BDs. Not the BDs. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all be safe out there. Ooh. No. These comments are a little too real. I'm gonna have to. Y'all be safe out there. Somebody gotta say it. Somebody gotta do it. Next.
Hei, siis ei ole puhuttu pitkään aikaa.
Wow.
pitkään aikaa.
I am. I'm relieved. I'm relieved. If it don't look familiar though, if you're not watching it and saying, "Ooh," it's not giving you like goosebumps, memory lane, PTSD, you're probably the one doing it. You're probably the one that they're reenacting in the videos. They're just showing you what you look like. That's probably what it is. And then the fact that you still can't recognize it and still confused further proves what I'm saying and suggesting to all. Don't make it your job. Don't make it your job.
Some people aren't talking to you because they're tired of talking to you. It's not because they haven't had a conversation with you previously. Okay? It's not because they're holding a grudge or giving you the silent treatment or expecting you to just figure it out. No. At some point in time, these people may have recognized in previous conversations, them talking to you is not going to change your character. And whatever conversation they're having with you is not the same one you're having with yourself. And it shows. There's one thing we don't talk about enough is the emotional and mental fatigue that comes with talking to a person who has no desire or will to change. And also the subtle manipulation that might be present in that. Okay? There's a difference between conflict resolution that people are preaching about and character deflection that people are not saying out loud. Okay? There's performative diplomacy. People are going around saying, well, you should just be able to talk to me. Tell me what I did wrong. Okay? Or if you don't tell me, I don't know. Or if you don't tell me, we don't have a problem. Or I can't stand non-confrontational people. And if you listen a little bit closer, they are always expecting or demanding that the other person comes and does the work. They treat another person's problem like a PowerPoint presentation or a case that they now have to defend. You have to present the case, present evidence. All I have to do is sit back and confirm or deny. See, people have recognized you are not a safe space because when they...
Are y'all hearing the cheat code? Like the pattern, it's there. It's there. All you got to do at this point is listen and prepare. Does any of this sound familiar? Has any of this been said to you, done to you? It might have worked for some time. It might have had you doubting what you see in the mirror for some time. Hating what you see in the mirror sometime. Stressing. Does this sound familiar?
Do address an issue, well, you become combative. Or you deflect, use Darvo tactics. Now you're the victim, okay? Or you drudge up your own transgressions. And now they walk away confused, like they've been talking to themselves the entire time. You are not safety. And let's be clear, there is some validity to addressing an issue, because sometimes people may not know what they've done wrong. However, we are adults.
We have to run that back because, safety.
Because when they do address an issue, well, you become...
Just recognize the difference between the words and then the true environment, the true reality. You can do your best. You saw the comments. One person said, they're so kind. They said they are the kindest person in every room they walk in. That doesn't matter. I don't care if you have a degree. I don't care if you studied for 8 years being a psychologist. Recognizing the difference between safe and unsafe is going to get you far.
Combative. Or you deflect, use Darvo tactics. Now you're the victim, okay? Or you drudge up your own transgressions. And now they walk away confused, like they've been talking to themselves the entire time. You are not safety. And let's be clear, there is some validity to addressing an issue, because sometimes people may not know what they've done wrong. However, we are adults. We have been around for a very long time, which means that to some degree we know exactly how we move through the world. And if we lack that much awareness, we are a dangerous individual and not suitable for healthy relationships to begin with. And if we expect other people to always teach us to do better, then we never have to do any work.
I believe that's the part that I was talking about earlier. And he said it even better. You know, folks will encourage you to learn and take your education seriously until you get to a point like this where you get what he's saying. This man is teaching some great free game. These skills, these are transferable skills. This type of awareness, situational awareness, emotional intelligence, emotional stability. It's not easy to achieve if you're not able to get these concepts in what he's talking about. The work that they're ignoring is not the work that you have to force yourself to complete. The mess that they made and they're leaving is not your mess to have to clean up. And if you choose to do that, that is sweet. But after a while, that is only a reflection, really, of how you see yourself negatively. So let's raise the self-esteem, raise the self-worth, raise your sense of value. You'll have a better and healthier sense of belonging everywhere you go.
See, talking is simply a motor skill. Communication is a social skill. Integrity, accountability, and maturity, those are all character traits and a reflection of the value system. And those won't always be found in the same person. So, it's not that some people aren't just not talking to you. It's your actions. They spoke out of turn. They said a lot outside of your convenience. And they said everything that needed to be said. It's just information. Some people aren't talking to you.
It's just information, meaning it is not a contract. You're not obligated to clean up after other people's mess. You're not obligated to have to teach and stress. If they're incapable and choose to be, accept it.
Wait till she's a teenager. Wait till the hell.
Everybody who fails as a father says that to me.
And the way he stopped him in his tracks, the way he shut him down, that's how you do it when people start to project. Because what was he about to say? Wait till the hell what? That just reminded me of when my mom said she couldn't wait till my daughter gave me hell because I didn't call her and I didn't need her for anything. So because I don't feed your ego, that led you to speak something like that over my child? You can't wait till she gives me hell? Those are
terrible
word curses. And
get ready, because you got a daughter too. Wait till she's a teenager. Wait till the hell.
Everybody who fails as a father says that to me.
And the way he stopped him in his tracks, the way he shut...
Get ready, because you got a daughter too. Wait till she's a teenager. Wait till the hell.
Everybody who fails as a father says that to me.
And the way he stopped him in his tracks, the way he shut him down, that's how you do it when people start to project. Because what was he about to say? Wait till the hell what? That just reminded me of when my mom said she couldn't wait till my daughter gave me hell because I didn't call her and I didn't need her for anything. So because I don't feed your ego, that led you to speak something like that over my child? You can't wait till she gives me hell? Those are word curses. And when people start word cursing you and they start projecting their bad parenting experiences or their bad experiences, period, you gotta stop them. Keep that over there. I love my kids. I'm not jealous of my kids. And I refuse to expect chaos from them or allow anyone to speak that over them. Don't allow no one to speak any bad experiences they had onto you or your kids.
Get ready, because you got a daughter too. Wait till she's a teenager.
So, yeah, I am big on giving a warning or just like, you want to educate the people coming up. You want to educate the people who want to listen and want to learn and want to prepare for life. But at the same time, you cannot project in a way where then you're just wishing bad on people, wishing bad on situations that haven't even been created. You have to recognize though that balance, recognize that line. It can be a bit thin at times, like that gray area. It is important. You know, you'll feel it too, your intuition. If it's not something that feels right, okay, then do something about it. But everybody who is telling you be safe, or everyone who is suggesting you to do this or you to do something is not equivalent to true care or loyalty, accountability. And sometimes it's just a projection that has no place where you are at. No place.
Consequences. Some people want you to accept them for who they are without accepting the consequences of their character. Some people want you to accept them for who they are until who they are compromises their access to you. Let's remember that grace without accountability is just simply enabling. And to accept the person, it's not the same thing as tolerating them. People like doing bad things without being labeled as bad people. It's just information. Some people want you to accept them for who they are without accepting.
Yeah, we don't have to change those people. If there's anything, that's the point. Okay, I remember him. And keep in mind, these are videos scrolling down my timeline, standing out to me. Some videos I'm going to search, I'm going to find. Either way, I'm so grateful to be here.
Disrespectful. The crazy part is that some people find it disrespectful that you will not tolerate their disrespect.
That's crazy.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
The crazy part is that some people find it disrespectful that you will not tolerate their disrespect.
That's crazy.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
The crazy part is that some people find it disrespectful that you will not tolerate their disrespect.
That's crazy.
It's familiar. And hey, I used to fall for it because it can be uncomfortable. Making someone else question themselves. At a certain point, you gotta choose you. But also choose people who are comfortable with being a leader and respecting leaders. There doesn't just have to be one. We can get comfortable and provide that space. You don't have to be a perfectionist. You can get the answer wrong and still be right at a certain point.
Get inside that three-point line.
If you want to know about my leadership, I'm just one of the guys. And one of the guys is supposed to speak up when they see something. We playing team sports. We trying to go to the same place.
That's a great job by y'all, too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what I need you to lead me sometimes. Tell me what I need to do sometimes. I'm gonna need, there's gonna be 5 or 6 of us in this car, and we're gonna switch this ship, and we're gonna get there. That's how I rock it. So I never looked at basketball that way. Yo, get on my back, and I'm gonna teach you and tell you everything you need to know. Don't say nothing, don't do nothing, just follow me. What? I don't even operate in life like that. And if y'all want me to operate like that, I'm sorry, go get somebody else. James.
I talked about basketball earlier. That was a nice video to connect it. Yeah, you have to be a leader, and then over time you're gonna coexist with other leaders. So you have to know how to be a leader even then too. How to be led, how to take direction, take feedback, give feedback, how to make mistakes, because you can read all the books about how to, and still make mistakes. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? Because the pressure isn't necessary. The patience, the willingness, that's gonna get you through. That's what's been getting me through. My willingness to learn, my willingness to say, okay, I gotta get back up. You don't just sit there, you get back up. Leave a comment below. Message me if it's at private. The world is yours if you believe it. Okay? I actually haven't looked at this one. I haven't looked at this one yet. Let's look at it together though. Hey, you can't do it too. Yeah. Okay. Y'all read that. Because I'm about to read it too. Alright. Somewhere along the lines. Alright. Oh, let me stop playing. Somewhere along the way, society got a little too carried away with the message. You can do it too. It sounded good on a Pharrell hook. It felt empowering during the pandemic. It looks inspirational on Instagram. But the older I get, the more I realize that a lot of people took that message way too literally. Everywhere you turn, the world is telling people to quit their jobs, start a business, chase entrepreneurship, and take the leap. And while I love seeing people bet on themselves, I can't help but cringe at what our future might look like if everyone keeps chasing their dreams that were never theirs to begin with. So let me be the one to disrupt the algorithm for a second and tell you, no, you can't do it too. And to be clear, I'm not questioning your talent, intelligence, or work ethic. I'm questioning your motivation because that's the part nobody ever talks about. Everyone wants the outcome, few want the calling. We're living in a generation where people are being inspired by clickbait, not conviction. People are seeing the highlight reels of entrepreneurship, not the actual reality. Everyone wants the results, but very few want the responsibility. Too many are jumping into life-altering risks without any true passion guiding them. They're not listening to God, to their instincts, or to any kind of internal pull. They're listening to jealousy, envy, and the pressure of seeing someone else's shine. All right. Your friend becomes a rapper. Now you think you can rap. All right. Your homegirl becomes a YouTuber. Now you want to launch a channel. Someone goes viral on TikTok and suddenly you're convinced the bag is calling your name too. But here's the truth nobody says out loud. Most people aren't called to the things they're chasing. That one, okay, I'm gonna give hold on. They're reacting, not receiving. And when your motivation is envy instead of purpose, the journey will break you long before it ever blesses you. Entrepreneurship requires your whole entire being. Entrepreneurship isn't a trendy challenge, a cute caption, or a side quest. It is a life-consuming, purpose-driven, soul-demanding mission. It requires your time, emotions, your money, resilience, your discipline, humility, your mental stability, your spiritual grounding, all of it. The only people who survive it are the ones driven by something deeper than a paycheck. Because money won't keep you going when you're exhausted, confused, broke, overwhelmed, or questioning everything. Money won't motivate you when the path gets dark and lonely. Purpose will. A calling will. God will. But a trend never. I'm not preaching at you. I'm talking to myself too. I'm not preaching from a distance. I'm talking to myself too. I've had my own moments where I watched people win in a space and thought maybe I should do that too. I've sat in meetings where my team and I talked about TikTok payouts, Snapchat revenue, streaming money, all the things people swear will set you free. We even tried streaming at the studio once or twice, and guess what? It wasn't for me. Not because it wasn't profitable, but because it wasn't purposeful. Just because you enjoy something doesn't mean it needs to become a business. Just because you're curious about something doesn't mean it needs to be a career. And just because you admire someone doesn't mean you're meant to become them. If you don't, or I want to add, or to be with them. All right? Admire from a distance. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. Shout out to Kiki Palmer. That is the name of her album. All right. That I purchased years ago. Correction, that was gifted to me years ago. Great gift. If you don't have a burning desire for the thing you're chasing, the kind of desire that keeps you up at night and wakes you up in the morning, you're not ready for entrepreneurship. All right, we're almost done, guys. Everything is not for you, and that's actually a good thing. We were each put on this earth for a very specific, God-assigned, soul-aligned purpose. That answer isn't on Instagram. It's not in somebody else's success story. It's not in a how I made 50K in 30 days thread. The answer is inside you. Your purpose is unique. Your path is unique. Your timing is unique. And the moment you stop listening to yourself and start listening to everybody else, you lose the magic God put in you. We're seeing so many businesses fail, not because people aren't talented, but because their hearts were never truly in what they pursued. They wanted the outcome, not the calling. And look, I know I'm telling you you can't do it too, but I'm also self-aware enough to know that for some people, not listening to me might be the exact thing your spirit needs. If God told you to do something, do it. If it lives in your gut, trust it. If it's your real dream, chase it. But if your motivation is envy, if your inspiration is jealousy, if your desire comes from comparison, please pause. Your future deserves more intention than that. Last slide. The challenge. Before you chase that new idea, new business, new path, ask yourself, am I doing this because it's my purpose or because the internet made it look attractive? If your answer is rooted in passion, calling and instinct, galling. But if not, let yourself off the hook. Everything isn't meant for you, and that's what makes you, you. Thanks for reading. And that was written by Cam Kirk. Okay? The link is there if you would like to see more written by him. But that post stood out to me. I told myself I'm going to revisit it, and today is the day. I'm feeling relieved. I am grateful to have access to these tools, to have access to these thinkers, these writers who are sharing their experiences, who are opening their homes, they're opening their minds. They're just taking some time to get us all caught up, because there's places that a lot of us want to go. And with these skills, it makes it easier to travel that road, to have that patience on that journey. I want to shout out all my new and longtime fans, followers, subscribers, everyone in between, because that is what keeps this momentum going. From videos to music, on set, on stage, on air, on the go. You heard it here first, folks. And I'm going to be adding more. All right, that's more to the conversation. Inviting people and guests. Making sure I bring the content that you guys might have not saw, or maybe you scrolled past it. But me taking some time to isolate it and create a moment helps us all with the clarity that we are looking for, not just in times of worry, but in times of relaxation. I'll also keep shouting out some of the great examples that I see. Some I'm fortunate to have in real life. But again, huge shout out to Kaylin Roy, who has been a really great professional to work with. And then even when we're not doing business, a really great person to connect with. A really great person who is patient and knowledgeable, but open to learning. You know, those are the type of people that I look forward to collaborating with, and those are the type of people that I look forward to attracting in life. All right. I'm going to look and see if there's another video that I wanted to show. But again, take a look at what the people are saying. Take a look at what the people are doing and figure out where you fit in. It's very important. Be sure to visit Kiki.D.com. That's KIKIDOTD.com/music/videos. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Hi. Hi.
Shout out to Houston, Texas. That is terrible. Let's do the shout. If we're going to shout out Texas, let's do it the right way. And I'll say this too. If y'all want to recreate any of those videos, if you want to recreate one of the pages from Cam Kirk's Substack, and you want to turn it into a skit of some kind, you want to do it in a short film, let's do it. I'll likely be open to it. Okay. I'll learn my script, get my part going. Shout out to Texas though, because the girl was wearing a Houston shirt. We'll end it with this track.
Everybody bleeds, everybody bleeds, everybody bleeds, everybody bleeds, everybody bleeds, everybody bleeds, everybody bleeds. She wanna talk threats, yes, I ain't protected. They wanna pop back chest, I cannot sweat it. Go ahead. Ask me if I said it, no need for location for me to address it. Being stable under pressure is part of my daily profession. Straight like necklace, but you won't see me coming like I'm driving and texting. Don't do driving and texting.
We got a problem in Texas.
Weigh the pros and the cons for you. Under pressure is part of my daily profession. Straight like necklace, but you won't see me coming like I'm driving and texting.
Don't do driving and texting. We got a problem in Texas.
Weigh the pros and the cons for you do the flexing. Mirror, mirror on the wall, it's all about reflecting.
All right. If you know that song, leave a comment below. If you like that song, leave a few comments, okay? But a lot of the music carries the same message. And today's video featured a lot of other videos in it, right? Where I'm showing you what is going on out in reality. But then there's people like me who do it in song form. We're writing the lyrics, singing the melodies, and you're dancing to these messages. You're dancing to these themes. All right, but how I was able to persevere, how I was able to still explore, what are my goals? Like talent, what is that? Do I have that? Like, well, believing in myself, learning, being open, being coachable, those are just a few of the qualities that I made sure I had, and I still have, and it helps me. And if this video is helpful at all, let me know. If you're looking for a different type of video, leave a comment below, message me if it's private, and we'll be back with another one, okay? But thank you guys, and yeah, make sure you go and listen to Where Are You, Now and Next, and go and listen to so much more, all right? Because you heard it here first, folks. Not much more to be done, all right? You don't have to recreate a new path. Those that have made it for you, go and show that homage. Go and save yourself some time. Save yourself some money. Go on. Follow. Learn how to be led for a little bit. You can always switch. You can always grow to become a leader. All right. Substance over style. I could keep naming the projects. I could keep naming the additions, the drops, the updates. It's up to you if you want to be one of the first. It's up to you if you're waiting. If you're waiting, that's what you could keep doing. We'll be here, putting in the effort, sharing our experiences, putting ourselves out there each and every year.
Yeah. I tell them welcome to the auction. I tell them welcome to the auction, yeah. Please don't be obnoxious. I'm way too exhausted. Yeah. Tell them welcome to the auction, yeah. Please don't be a lot. Please don't be something you're not. Exhausted, shouldn't do this often. They just wanna hang with you to put you in a coffin. Miseryless company, especially if you offering. They gon' turn on you even if you are a friend. I knew about politics before Washington. I'm really the one, just like a dollar, double your funds up. You're not what I prefer, like moccasins. Keep the crumbs, don't even bother, watch when the sun's up. The difference is night and day, I'm built to find a way. And I don't need to hear the hissing just to find a snake. Time is on the takes, I'm gonna be on walls with grapes. They couldn't picture me being something other than safe. I tell them welcome to the auction.